Isaiah here, and we're doing another Ask Cheeky. I wanted to mention the resume format you should be following as a PhD. There's a lot of confusion online right now, a lot of misguided advice, a lot of overpriced information on resume formats. I just talked to a PhD, and they told me that they paid $167, $68 for a resume template on monster.com. Are you kidding me? Okay, the format is not the challenge of a PhD level resume. The challenge is the bullet points that you put onto a resume, right? So they have to be three-part bullet points that I'll go through here in a second, but I want to make sure you understand the format. This is something you can do yourself, okay? 2 pages is the ideal resume length. Very rarely do we want to get it down to 1 page, but 2 pages, no more than 2 pages for sure. The first resume format, the first section in the ideal resume format, it's your contact information. I only mention this because you have to have your LinkedIn profile URL on it. That's not a nice to have anymore, it's a must have. Number 2, you have to have a phone number and an email address that you will get notified to, right? So if somebody calls you or emails you, you're getting a notification on your phone instantly. This idea of protecting your time or batching or, your academic social norm of getting to your emails, when you get around to it, not if you want a job. You got to be highly responsive, okay? Second section is a professional summary. These are your 3 biggest career highlights. It's also where you showcase any publications you might have. For those of you that are thinking you need to add a works cited section on your resume, you do not. There's no hiring manager or recruiter out there, right? They don't have PhDs that are thinking, what is the volume and issue number of all of their publications? They'll ask for the publication list when they're ready for it, when you get past the phone screen. Okay, it shows immaturity in terms of industry credibility to have a works cited section on your industry resume. Your 3 biggest professional summaries, right? And so those bullet points need to end with a quantified result. So that quantified result can be including 2 publications, right? So resulting in 2 publications, including a Nature publication or, whatever is your highest tiered journal. That's how you create a bullet point. That's what you'd put in your professional summary, which is your 3 biggest career highlights. Then it's your work experience section, okay? Your work experience section comes next, not your education. You want to have 3 to 5 bullet points per work experience section. If you have no industry experience or no experience in the industry you're trying to get into, you want to use a functional resume format where instead of putting graduate research assistant or postdoctoral fellow, you're putting a transferable skill or technical skill, such as, the example I like to use is, project management expertise, or you could say microRNA experience. These are skills that are on the job posting. And then underneath it, you say gained as a postdoctoral researcher, gained as a graduate research assistant. If you're leading your work experience sections with academic job titles, you're getting weeded out by the ATS software, number 1, and certainly by the employer who's reading it and saying, they're just a student, they're just an academic. But if they see the experience first, now their interest is piqued. Oh, I'm going to read these bullet points. After this section, you want your education, just your highest level of education, your PhD or PhD candidacy is fine. And then below that, your technical skills in 3 columns, certifications, instruments, even additional technical skills, and even transferable skills can be listed there. The overall section title can be skills, instruments, and software. The final section is awards, hobbies, and honors, or any combination of that. And don't just put your scientific, your STEM, your interdisciplinary, your academic honors. Have something that's personal, that makes you well-rounded, because it gives the hiring manager and a recruiter who do not have PhDs an icebreaker. Mention a hobby, a sport, something you do outdoors, right? Something that most people can identify with, so they can ask you about it on the phone screen, which is really just done to see if you're the kind of person they could stand being around for 8 hours. Hopefully this helps you. Now, in terms of your bullet points, which I'll talk about on a later video, you should all start with the transferable skill and end with a quantified result, and use your technical expertise to sandwich them together. If you want to learn more about that, go to cheekyscientist.com. If you want to learn more about working with me in our flagship program to get hired, go to PhDs Get Hired. That'll take you to a page that talks to you about the Cheeky Scientist Association. As always, remember your value as a PhD and start thinking and acting like a successful industry professional.